Have you ever noticed that when life gets hard, your thoughts get louder? And not louder in a good way, louder in a negative way. Thoughts like, God doesn't see me, this will never end. Or you think, why is this happening to me? If that sounds familiar, recognize that these thoughts are not the truth. The Bible tells us that we have an enemy whose primary strategy is lies. And in tough seasons, those lies feel convincing. I'm Sabrina with Faith Fuels Survival. Today, I want to show you how Scripture isn't just comforting, it is a weapon. I'll explore 3 truths that will help you fight back when life feels heavy. Truth number 1. Tough seasons invite the enemy's lies. Tough seasons can make you very vulnerable. When you're tired, grieving, waiting, or financially stretched, your guard is down. And that's often when the enemy whispers lies that sound logical, little whispers that are almost believable. He starts with something subtle like, if God cared, this wouldn't be happening. You should be further along by now. You don't have enough faith. Jesus tells us in John 8:44 that the enemy is the father of lies. Lying isn't something he does occasionally. It's who he is. And if we don't recognize the lie, we start agreeing with it. Agreement is powerful because what you agree with, you eventually live out. I faced a really difficult season of the enemy's lies when my children were younger. My oldest daughter has a rare neurological disease. Because of her illness, life can be challenging at times. But we have a good life. When my daughter would get sick or have a bad day, I would hear a little whisper telling me that a normal life was over, that I had no control over the tough times, and that it would be impossible to be happy as long as she had this illness. I didn't recognize the whispers at first. I just thought those whispers were true, but they were lies. I love my daughter, and despite living with a very complicated disorder, life is pretty good for us. How did I get to this place of acceptance? Well, that takes me to truth number 2. Truth number 2, Scripture is your counterattack. Standing on your own is a sure way to lose the fight against the enemy. John 10:9-11 says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come, that they may have life and have it to the full." These are Jesus' words contrasting his plans for us versus the enemy. Make no mistake that the enemy doesn't want to see you succeed at all. This is what I was up against when I kept having those repeated thoughts that a good life was beyond my reach because of the illness my daughter faced. The best weapon is the truth, and that is what I use to do better and know better. Our minds are powerful, so using God's words against the enemy is the best strategy you can use. 2 Corinthians 10:5 reads, "We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ." Yes, I love this line. Take every thought captive. That's what I did. When the negative whispers come, that's what I still do. Experts say that on average, a person has 48 thoughts per minute. If we let negative thoughts take over, we don't stand a chance. But when we make our thoughts obedient, that's when truth can take over the lies from the enemy. Know this: God didn't leave us defenseless. Jesus has already modeled using truth and Scripture against the enemy. In Matthew 4, when Jesus is tempted in the wilderness, he doesn't argue. He doesn't explain himself. He doesn't get upset or spiral out of control. Instead, he responds with 3 words: "It is written." Jesus used Scripture to confront lies, even while hungry, tired, and alone. Do you see? Maybe you're tired, alone, and fed up. Don't give up. Take those thoughts captive and speak the truth. Truth number 3. You can stop lies from taking root. Lies take root when we leave them unchallenged. If the enemy says, "You'll always struggle," and we don't respond with truth, the lies settle in. You will continue to struggle because you believe it to be so. Like a plant, the deceit starts to take root and grow, but this is not the type of growth we want in our lives. However, if you speak the truth against the lie, you interrupt the roots digging in too deeply. For example, if the lie whispers, "I'm alone," it should be replaced with the truth of Psalms 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. When I decided to move to a new city some years ago, it took some time for me to settle in at work and make new friends. That little lie, "I'm alone," started to creep in, but I didn't let the lie take hold of my life. I joined a faith-focused counseling group to help me learn how to replace truth with lies. The other lie that I had to fight along with feeling alone was safety. Some of it was based on my childhood. I just remember the group leader praying over me and telling me that I was safe. To this day, I still hear her voice when that fearful lie returns. Truth needs to become your mantra. Take every thought captive and replace it with truth. Keep doing this over and over again. And don't feel like you need to be able to recite scripture after scripture. Choose one and let it be your weapon of choice. Memorization is really hard for me. So when I need to focus on the truth, I write it down on a Post-it so that I can see it and meditate on it. You can even use a Bible app and do a topic search with 1 or 2 words that describe what you are feeling. You don't need to know the entire Bible. You just need the right scripture at the right time. Lies won't go away by us simply trying harder to ignore them. You fight lies by replacing them with truth. That's why daily time in scripture, even a few minutes, matters so much in tough seasons. Small, consistent truth beats emotional bondage every time. This is exactly why I created a 7-day devotional challenge to help you build a simple habit of fighting lies with scripture, even when you're exhausted. If you're in a hard season right now, you are not weak or forgotten. This season is not the end of your story, but you do need truth every day. In the description below, you can download my free 7-day devotional challenge. It's simple, doable, and designed specifically for tough seasons. If you want more calm, faith-centered tools for uncertain seasons, comment "trust," and I'll share more helpful information from my Faith and Finances Toolkit. The toolkit includes a resource guide, daily devotion, spreadsheets, and more that provides simple steps to help you get more control over your money during challenging times. You can also find details about the Faith and Finances Toolkit in the description. Please be encouraged as you arm yourself against the enemy's lies. God sees you, and whatever challenge you're facing won't last forever. If this video has helped you, please like it, subscribe it, and share it with someone who might be quietly struggling. I'm praying light and love over you during this season.